Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the WYW podcast. We cover all things Weymouth Youth Wrestling. Now here are your hosts, the voices of Weymouth Youth Wrestling, Jonathan Cage and Nathan Farrar.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the WYW podcast. I'm your temporary host, Jonathan Caterer, and I'm with the main man, Nathan Farrar. Our usual host of the show, Casey Gallagher, is on holiday. He will be back, obviously, for round 2, episode 2, which will be, live on Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe that's 3 p.m. Pacific Time, or whatever Pacific Time is. I'm not good with time zones. I only know New England, so whatever. But we're going to be doing it without him today. Hope Casey's having a good day on holiday. Now, I want to just get the crap out of the way. And if people saw what happened in round 2, episode 1, y'all know what I'm talking about. The Brett mentioned Johnny Starr match, which led Johnny to be stretchered out of the arena in Chicago. Right now he's in the ER still in Chicago. It's already almost been a week since that happened, and I'm just... It hasn't been any easier for me. Nate, you know why. A lot of people on this podcast don't know the history between Johnny Starr and I. A lot of people know him as Johnny Starr. I know him as Johnny Curley. You know, I used to teach this kid in my class. I used to be his teacher. I used to teach him, and that kid was like a son to me. And from day one, from the day I taught him, just regular English, and I just happened to start up I just happened to be involved with the school that Michael X was running at the time, and you were as well, with Sean Maverick and him. And, we brought him over one day, and, he may have not have been he wasn't the best student by any means, but god damn, he was a hard worker. Like, he worked harder than anyone else to make it, and he made it. He graduated.
There is no such thing as directions for Johnny Starr.
Yeah, exactly. But, man, he worked hard, and he did it his way, and, He did make it through, and he graduated the camp, and he went on to be one of the best damn wrestlers since, and I was there every single step of the way. I was there any chance I could get. I would attend his matches. He wanted to be a wrestler. He wanted to be a wrestler. That was his dream. It was the damn good one. And this son of a bitch ended this man's career. It's not official, but he's got his head caved in to the fucking post by Brett Mention. And I hope the worst happens to that man, and I hope the entire Maggie Daddy men feel everyone's wrath. I almost lost my job a week ago because I literally wanted to go and destroy him. I wanted to beat him right there and then and leave him in a pool of his own blood because he hurt my son. He hurt a student of mine since day freaking one. Not even just with wrestling. Not even just with English class. With life. He's always trying to learn. Always trying to do whatever he could. Even if he didn't listen all the time. Which, as you pointed out, Nathan, he did. He would always take every bit of criticism, every bit of lectures, every bit of advice he could. And did the best that he could with it. And this man, he didn't just try to end his career. He tried to end his life. Just to get into a group because it's the easiest way to the top of a freaking... I get it. It's a world championship, but there is some honor that comes with that. You don't try to kill somebody. You don't try to end somebody's life. You don't try to put them in a vegetative state to the point where they can't even do what they love to do anymore. That's too damn far.
There's just not much that can be said about the situation, my friend.
I said about everything there needed to be said. I hope this man suffers. I hope the entire group suffers because of this. I hope they have bad omen for the rest of this tournament. I truly mean that. And best believe it's going to be very hard for me to be unbiased.
It's not in our hands at this point.
But it's not. It's going to be very hard for me to be unbiased. But I'm rooting for Jason G, and I'm rooting for Kyle Weaver. And later on in the quarterfinals, I'm going to be rooting for James Archangel. I want these men gone. I want them kicked out of the tournament. I want them to be left in the dust by these guys. We got 3 of them left. We got Corey Dangerous, we got Brett Mention, and we got Mark Young.
Well, the only thing that we can hope for is redemption.
Yep.
Johnny having a nice, steady recovery.
I've been praying like hell, man. I've been praying.
Just have to wait and see. But in any case, let's move on to the next topic.
I'm trying. No,
I know.
I'm trying, dude. People don't understand, like, how hard this has been. Like, to just try to pretend like, oh, it's another day. Move on. This is like a guy I considered my son, dude,
I know, but it's not easy, but the end result is, we have a company that we have to run. And I hate to be that guy to say it, but he's just a giant machine.
Yeah.
We have...
the machine, yeah, and the machine used to be full of dignity. And then these assholes infiltrated.
Yeah, so we can go over that all day. But it's not super helpful.
No. To me it is. It's therapeutic in a way.
We can always see what happens.
At least I can freaking say what I want to say. And by the way, if any of these Maggie Daddy bitches like come up to me and be like, "Oh, you wouldn't say this to my face." Oh, yes, I absolutely would. Are you kidding me? Don't get this twisted. I'd be happy to say this to your face. In fact, I've almost tried to take one of you out. So I almost put my job on the line. So you want to talk about all this, oh, I wouldn't be able to say it to your face. Coming from the freaking Twitter warriors that have to do the cheap way out. A guy like Mark Young, who had to get his friend Corey Dangerous to help him advance. A guy like Brett Mention,
one of the group that really hasn't, had any help so far in the tournament.
Bullshit. That's bullshit.
Is Little Andre.
Little Andre, yes. But Little Andre also tried to make the kids suffer. And then after he lost, decided to be a damn sore sport. And then attacked Johnny Starr after that. So he's not the only... Brett Menson's not the only one who's gone and tried to hurt Johnny Starr. Purposely. Not even thinking about the title. Trying to end the man's career. Let's not forget that. Little Andre tried to do that.
I understand.
Little Andre did it. Brett Menson actually succeeded. And Corey Dangerous, let's not give any... Oh, let's give flack to him. He hasn't done anything yet. Yes, he did. May not have been directly, but he is the one who recruited the motherfucker. He's the one who told him, oh yeah, you got to end this man's career. You got to be... He was the hitman. He was the hitman that recruited another hitman.
I would say he's more of the contract, and he gave a contract to a hitman.
Whatever. Same damn thing.
End result is the fact, the honest fact of the matter
is, fuck the Maggie Daddy man. That's the end result.
Yes, I don't disagree, but we're running a show, not a one-sided debate. So why don't we get to the next topic in here?
We'll take a commercial first, actually, because I need some.
Okay.
I need a minute. I seriously need a minute. So here's the deal. We'll take a short break. We'll be back in a few minutes, and hopefully I'll be able to calm down to where we can talk about the rest of the show, which is actually, admittedly, very damn good. We'll be talking about the other 4 matches that happened. And until then, we'll see you guys in a bit. Don't go anywhere. One of the most underrated metal bands to date, Mutiny Within, brings to you their album, Synchronicity, featuring their biggest hit off the album, Machines. Other tracks on this album include Lights, In My Veins, Balance, and the WYW Round 2 official theme songs, Falls to Pieces, and In a Moment. Download the full album now on iTunes and on Spotify. Mutiny Within, Synchronicity.
Proudly sponsored by Weymouth Youth Wrestling.
Home. It's where your story comes to life. Trust CertaPro painters to create the perfect setting as each new chapter unfolds. We're easy to work with, and our professional painters deliver the highest level of service. So wherever life leads, your home follows. CertaPro Painters. We do painting, you do life. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com.
Proudly sponsored by Weymouth Youth Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the WYW podcast. Feel a little bit better. Nathan told me a few jokes, so those always help.
Did you ever hear the one about the 2 antennas?
What about it?
All right, here it goes. Ready?
Go.
Okay, here it comes. 2 antennas are in a committed relationship.
Mm-hmm.
The wedding was okay, but the reception was incredible. I got another good one. This will be my last one. You ready?
Okay.
A man walks into a bar with a thing of asphalt under his arm. He walks up to the bartender. He goes, "Yo, barkeep, 1 beer for me and 1 for the road."
Okay. That was good. Okay. Fair enough. That was a good joke. Good joke. Good joke.
It was medium quality at best.
That was pretty good.
Medium quality at best.
Okay. Ready? So let's talk about the rest of the matches that happened now that we got the thing that was not so fun to talk about out of the way.
Yeah, all the stupid, ridiculous BS.
Yeah, thanks. Although, before we continue, and I know this is not really WYW related, but I do want to give a shout out to one guy because even though he is in the other promotion, I think he deserves a mention because, I mean, the guy's a folk hero, not just in this company, but in wrestling, period. Shout out to Bryan Danielson, who has been medically cleared and is wrestling, or has wrestled, who knows, currently as we speak. He is back to in-ring competition, and we here at WYW couldn't be any more happy for the guy. If there was anybody that deserves this, it would be Bryan Danielson. I think the world highly of him. There's not a...
Congratulations, good sire. Congratulations.
Yeah, and there's Nathan just being Nathan.
Shut the hell up, you little bitch.
Hey, look, I'm just saying, it's great. What do you think? What do you think of Bryan Danielson?
I think it's great. I just, I followed him all the way from ROH, all the way up to this point, being the American Dragon, all the way up to...
Yes.
The Hell No gimmick, and I kind of stopped there, actually.
Well, I mean, let's think about it, though. I mean, he's still popular to this day.
He is one of the most popular little guys that you'll have out there right now.
Absolutely. And not to mention, I mean, how many times do we hear the yes chant in our own arena? That's how widespread I feel Bryan Danielson is in the world of wrestling. So, much love to you, Daniel. Much love to you.
We can only see what happens from here. You know what I mean?
Yes. Pray for the best. Hopefully he doesn't get injured, because that would be great. That would not be great.
That would be great?
Let me rephrase that. I mean, that would not be great. I'm slurring everything today.
Good job, you dingus.
Oh, shush.
Oh, let me just...
anyway.
Yes.
So, hope for the best, Daniel. Moving on to the WYW Gold Rush Episode 1. What's up?
I thought we were at Episode 2, Round 1.
Well, yeah, this is Gold Rush Round 2, Episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
The way they have the algorithms a little screwed up or whatever.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but whatever. It's kind of... There's only so much...
Not my call, not my hill to die on. Anyway.
There's so much that can be done.
Let's talk about the first match of the night. Michael X taking on Chris Phoenix.
It was a good match.
We got to talk about that hometown ovation, man. That
was great.
That was huge for Chris Phoenix.
And that crowd completely, they sold their hero, which is good.
Oh, yeah.
And definitely made him a focal point in the entire match. But I would have to say, the turnabout at the end was very impressive. You could see the respect that both men had for each other.
Absolutely. I mean, if there was anything, I mean, Michael X, man, I've said it before, I'll say it again here. He's efficiency. He is absolutely efficiency.
He does what he can with what he got. You know what I mean?
Yep. There's not another man on this planet that is more well-rounded than Michael X, as far as wrestling, as far as fighting. That man trumps a lot of people in that regard, and I can't wait to see what happens from here. Man, we could talk about a few of the moments here of the match where I thought Chris Phoenix had it, also where Michael X had it. Let's talk about the arrow of the Phoenix onto the end of the crutch, where he drove his head right into the end of it. The apron last ride, I thought that put him away, but Chris Phoenix had the wherewithal to kick out. The Phoenix Plex onto a broken guitar. The Superplex to the outside from the top of the ladder. That was freaking insane. And, of course, Michael X moving out of the way of the Phoenix Splash and bringing him back into the ring for a super ridiculously powerful fisherman suplex that made the ladder fly again. And then a last ride hitting the back of Chris Phoenix's head on the support beam, effectively ending the match. Definitely one of the most, one of the best. It's a star-making performance for Chris Phoenix for sure.
Absolutely, and I think the end result is there was a complete center of power throughout that entire match, where these guys pretty much went move for move as much as they possibly could.
Yes, you want to talk about like David versus Goliath in a sense. This is kind of what this was,
I would say it's more of Cain and Abel just two equal grounded members fighting, not maybe on the same concept, but
fair enough. I mean, they tore the house down, man, and that crowd was 100% behind Chris Phoenix. But by the end of it, man, there was some mad respect by that Chicago crowd, especially when Michael X shook the hand of Chris Phoenix. They appreciated him, man. They appreciated a great match. Chris Phoenix gave it his all. Michael X just had a bit more in the tank, and he was able to pull out with the W. So he moves on. He'll be fighting Brandon Curtis. And speaking
that's going to be interesting.
Speaking of Brandon Curtis, let's talk about his match in round 2, episode 1.
It is definitely one of the best ground game matches that you'll see so far in the tournament. I would have to say so.
I think it was the best ground game. I think it was the best stand-up. I thought it was just a technical masterpiece with a lot of hardcore implications involved as well. Like, these guys countered each other's hardcore maneuvers. Like, this is how technical this was. It was the most technical match WYW has seen.
I don't know about that. We talk about stuff like that, and then we get, stuff happens.
Right now, it's the most technical. I can't find another match, and we've called them all, Nathan. I don't remember another match that was as technical and as, like, masterful as this match. Like, these two, what they did they made it look easy. You know what I mean? Like, this was like it was an art form. Like, the canvas and the whole ringside area was their canvas.
Here's the end result. We are dealing with two individuals that are almost equally trained, and we are dealing with two individuals that have faced each other prior to the tournament. Mm-hmm. So, and they faced each other, what was it, in the first ever steel cage match.
Yep.
So,
and if there was anybody, honestly, I was enthralled from start to finish with that match. It quite honestly can be up there as one of the most technical WYW's had so far.
Oh yeah, I would say one of the most important moments of that match is just the straight up shootout that they're doing in the center of the ring.
Yep.
These guys are going absolute move for move. If you want to see
for position,
and if you want to see like an absolute like tug of war style match, this is it, because these guys gave no give on the other side of that rope.
And we can talk about that too. This match seriously could have gone either way. Like
oh yeah,
like it was like, yes, Brandon won, but like Brandon was in the right place at the right time. Like it easily could have been Matt. That's where it came down to, you know what I mean? That was like, that's how close that was. It was 50-50 all the way through. You know, and obviously when the deciding factor to make it 51-49 was that elevated RKO. But we can also talk about the other ridiculousness that happened in that match. I mean, talk about Matt Harrington using that sledgehammer while Brandon was in the tree of woe. We could talk about how they countered each other's sledgehammer shots and innovative weapon uses. I mean, we got to talk about that. How they were countering each other's springboards, and they hit the ladder when they were trying to put them on the ladder, and then they tried to do a springboard, and then they kept countering each other. They countered each other to the point of physical exhaustion.
Yeah, I mean that's what you're expecting out of a match. You know what I mean?
You want some technical masterpieces. Watch that match back, because that's how good that was.
All the way through. Like it literally starts from the get go.
Yeah, it was one of the most technical masterpieces. I mean, you got two, members of the roster that are well versed in Greco-Roman and just wrestling in general, and also when it comes to MMA as well. I mean, this is just incredible to watch. It was a slugfest. It was a technical masterpiece, and it was amazing from start to finish. We'll move on to the Athena Championship tournament match, which was contested, the first ever Athena Championship Tournament match, and the first ever women's match in WYW's history between Colleen Horizon, Vamp Candy, and Breezy Bree. And oh my freaking Lord.
It was a spectacle.
Yeah.
This is not your mom and pop's wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
This is something a little bit more.
If you want something to be like, if this women's division just set the standard, like this first match ever in the history of WYW for the women, just set the standard for what this women's division could be.
Oh, absolutely!
It was unreal. One of the best triple threat matches I think it may be the best triple threat match we've called. We've called a few. We've called a few since the test match series. I can't tell you how, like, balls to the wall this was. Eventually, it would come down to a singles match as well. But man, for those 14 minutes, or damn near 15 minutes, those three women, man, went ape shit. Like, I've never
because they're not in a cookie cutter company that wants specific things. They're in a free working environment to do what they want to do in a match.
Well, that, and I think they just want to win. You know what I mean? They'll do anything that it takes to win. We saw that clear as day. Unreal, you know?
It definitely took a lot.
Yeah, sorry.
English teacher.
I'm the English teacher too. I slur a lot. But anyway, when it comes down to it, I think that Breezy Bree had an amazing showing, man. Like, that was an incredible showing for Breezy. One of the spot that's etched in my head, right, is the judo flip. Breezy Bree was in a judo flip by Colleen. Colleen hits the judo flip, and Vamp Candy does a flipping senton from the corner and takes out Colleen right after.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it was
ridiculous.
It's called taking your time and picking your opponent apart, which they absolutely all did.
Breezy Bree with the stalling suplex, landing Vamp Candy onto Colleen Horizon's back, and then pinning Vamp Candy. That was incredible. The out of nowhere belly to belly after the Vamp Candy tried to do a senton before I get to that one, and then she tried to get Breezy Bree from behind, but then she elbows her right in the face and then hits her finisher, which is or one of her finishers, the turntable DDT. And then she went on to hit the mic drop. And then that was not enough. But then, like, right after that, she ends up hitting a massive belly-to-belly on the Colleen Horizon, who was perched up on the top rope waiting for her opening. And she was like a cat, just kind of, like, getting up on there. Breezy Bree would
somebody could even say that it was me-wowful.
Oh, shut up.
Me-wow.
Vamp Candy would eventually.
You can laugh at that. It's fine.
Shush.
You really want to, I could tell.
No. Trust me, bruv. I'm good.
Don't call me bruv.
I'm calling you bruv. Anyway.
Who do you think you are?
Vamp Candy with the Vamp Cutter to effectively eliminate Breezy Bree. She hit it on the broken pieces of table as well. That effectively took Breezy Bree out of this match. And then it was down to Colleen Horizon and Vamp Candy on, talk about some of the spots they pulled off. Colleen drop kicking Vamp out of the air and moonsaults right in the midsection. Then to hit the rock bomb twice on her, and the rock driver as well. Vamp Candy with just the amount of destruction, unveiling a new move, the choke slam backbreaker. That was the way she did it, was just like kind of like she had her up and then dropped her straight down on her knee. That was freaking brutal. Calling Horizon would eventually gain the upper hand and effectively win the match finally by driving her with the rock driver through the table, effectively having Vamp's feet kick me in the face. So that was fun.
And to think Casey really, really wanted to have that thing on loop.
Yeah. Dickhead. Anyway. Hope you're doing good, Casey, in your day off. Bastard laughing at me getting kicked in the face.
Yeah, it's okay. He constantly gets his belt stolen, so...
Yeah, true.
That's my timekeeper's bell.
Hey, at least he knows how we feel like, at least when we're in some way, shape, or form, when our announcer table keeps getting broken.
I don't know. Every time I keep losing a drink, and I'm like, come on.
But yeah, you guys want to see a women's match? That's the one to see, because first off, that's the only one we've had. And second off, it was great. It was one of the best matches WIW has ever produced. It may be the best triple threat match in WIW's history to this point. So, yeah. Enjoy it. Watch the whole episode. It's great. If you haven't, what's wrong with you? How are you even listening to this podcast?
Who do you think you are?
What kind of heathen are you, man?
What do you think? You're better than me? Nobody's better than me. I'm not even better than me.
Only me is better than I.
Who? You.
And I is better than you.
You remind me of the babe. What babe? The babe with the power. What power? Power voodoo?
And you is better than A, E, I, and O.
No.
And sometimes Y.
Why?
And especially...
Why?
I don't know about when the Y has two W's on the left and the right side, but you know, it's okay.
Also known as Wii.
Anyway.
Our newest company, Wii.
Other than that, let's talk about the main event, because we already talked about one of the matches, and I'd like to now talk about that again. James Archangel versus Azareth Smith, Part 2.
It was a definite Part 2. Ladies and gentlemen, It was a definite Part 2.
Oh, yeah. They pulled no punches, getting the hardware immediately.
No, like literally, they pulled like 0 punches.
Yeah. Sending each other through the ladders, tables, chairs, steps about 100 times.
Yeah, the fucks that they did not give for each other in this match.
Pretty much. Obviously, this is another match where I have to say the ending is the crucial point. The Damnation Bomb onto the steps in the ladder, very reminiscent to what happened between James Archangel and Azareth in the ladder match at Test Match 11.
And you think you would learn from that point to stay away from those two things when they're together.
But Azareth had the wherewithal to kick it out. Let me rephrase that. Kick out of it.
You're the one that I kick.
And then Azareth Smith would hit a neck breaker. The way he hit the neck breaker made his ankle, James Archangel's ankle, kick the ladder, really hurting his ankle. That was also very brutal.
Some might even say twisting his ankle.
And then Azareth would hit him with a Hurricane Rana. Now, before all this, too, I wanna add this as well. The death from above, from the top rope, onto a ladder. James Archangel was able to kick out and still continue. These guys were not going to stay down. It was damn sure not going to be an easy task.
I think there's a song that can fit that entire match, if you don't mind me.
Go for it.
She's a maniac.
He's a maniac in this case, yes. Well, speaking of the floor, well, not really floor, but a pair of steps.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Every wrestling music video since 2006. Anyway, so James Archangel and Azareth climb a ladder, very reminiscent to the ladder match, and brawled. And James Archangel would superplex Azra Smith from the top of the ladder onto a pair of steel steps, would hit the damnation bomb in the ring, not on the steps, because the steps were right there. He actually showed a bit of mercy here. Some sick,
a bit.
Sick and twisted.
You know, on a scale of 1 to, not giving a shit, he definitely didn't give a shit.
Yes. And James Archangel would hit a moonsault, effectively getting the 1, 2, 3, and advances.
Not after a moonsault, though. He did not hit a moonsault after a moonsault after a moonsault.
Yes.
After a moonsault. After a moonsault.
After a moonsault. After a moonsault. After a moonsault. After a moonsault.
Where is my T-shirt of that? I'm just saying.
But. Right.
They're for sitting ass.
That was the end of the match. James Archangel will be going on. Face Brett Mention.
I do not disagree.
I hope he kicks his fucking shit in.
One can only hope.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope for the best. But yeah, that was basically the rundown of episode 1, guys, and episode 2 will be coming out on Monday. We will be live from Frisco, Texas, in the Toyota Stadium for that event. So make sure you tune into the YouTube channel and make sure you subscribe to Weymouth Youth Wrestling and make sure you hit the bell so you get the notification when we go live. It will be right before another wrestling show. Just saying. 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you have your notification bell at the ready.
Put that shit on hype and push the hype button as hard as you possibly can.
All of the hype. Now,
if you have to, eat the hype button.
Yes.
Eat it. Eat the hype.
Now, before we get on to round 2, episode 2 predictions, we're going to take another small commercial break, and we will be right back, and we will be predicting. Do not go anywhere. If you guys are into the underground hip-hop scene, please check out my cousin MC SolarWind on YouTube.com, SoundCloud.com, and other social media platforms. I chose to leave my home cause I thought that I had grown. My paper stack high, so high but not cash though. My mind works quicker than most, guess why I rap for? I write lyrics backwards, didn't catch it, hit the fast forward. You can check out all of his hits from his mixtape Classic. It's all real. Underground past the pavement, we be wildin' on the corner freestyling. To his second mixtape, I Am SolarWind. Along with all the rest of his music on SoundCloud.com/MC-SolarWind. Make sure you give some props to my cousin and tell him that James sent you here. Love you, Ty. Keep doing you, man. Labeled one of the best rock bands in recent memory and future rock and roll Hall of Famers, Disturbed are back with their newest album, Immortalized, featuring their hit single, The Vengeful One. Other tracks on this album include Fire It Up, Save Our Last Goodbye, Legion of Monsters, the official WYW Gold Rush quarterfinal theme songs, Never Wrong, and The Brave and the Bold. And the official premiere event, WYW Immortal theme songs, The Light, and immortalized. Download the full album now on iTunes and on Spotify. Disturbed, immortalized.
Proudly sponsored by Weymouth Youth Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the WYW podcast. You have just heard the official Immortal theme songs, and as well as the Gold Rush quarterfinal theme songs. We're getting closer and closer every day to the biggest CAW wrestling event of the year, and it almost doesn't feel real. I feel like some nights I have to like slap myself and pretend like, am I in real life?
Whoa.
Am I in real life?
Whoa. I don't know if nobody needs to hear what kinky shit you're into.
Hey, I slapped myself.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, sometimes the wife slaps me, but it's not because of what we do in the bedroom.
Okay, nobody needs to know that one.
I have marital problems. I was kidding. Nah, I love my wife. Anyway.
Your wife asked you to do one thing. Eat that pussy up like alphabeti spaghetti. Alphabeti spaghetti?
Stop. Anyway, yeah, guys, if you want to download the full album of Immortalized, it's one of Disturbed's best works, straight up. And this is not me saying this, even though we do promote them. I'm straight up saying it. Disturbed is such an amazing band. This is one of their best albums. Download it on iTunes and Spotify. I have the entire album on my MP3. It's amazing, straight up. It is one of the best albums that they've produced. I'd say it's right up there with 10,000 Fists. That's how good I think that album is.
Move your way up to the future. MP3s? Are you shitting me still?
Hey, look. I don't.
You don't need an MP3 when YouTube's at your fingertips.
Look, and this is no disrespect to Apple. I just or Spotify either. I just don't like using them. I find it better that I have I can pay for my music over time and then just put it on an MP3, jam to it on the go. You know what I mean?
You mean download it on an illegal website and then go, yeah, sure, I paid for it. Don't even say that you've never done that.
I'm cutting that for a reason, dickhead.
I downloaded it on the websites.
But no, I enjoy listening to it on an MP3, man. I don't know. That's just me. That's how I listen.
Yeah, you and every other.
I'm sorry. I'm not, like everybody else.
You're going to tell me, dude, it's fine. I burn my CDs, I turn them into cassettes, and then I decide to walk around with my Walkman. I also have to keep resetting my tapes.
All right. Well, in fairness, and I love the guy, but we're not Brian Holden now. Come on.
That's true.
I was just saying, we don't use Walkman.
Brian, it's 2018. Nobody's walking around with a Walkman.
I don't even think it's the fact that he likes to walk around with it. I think he just loves technology so much that even if it's old, he'll think it's amazing. I think he's that kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Hey, you see this thing? This thing came out in 87. See this old shit? Love this old shit. See this record player? Got that from 1963. See this old shit? Love that old shit.
Pretty much. But yeah, it's
I bought this toaster online. Came from 1943. Makes good World War II style toast. I have lead poisoning. See this old shit? Love this old shit.
The thing is, too, he has that old style toaster, I think, at home.
He saw that old shit. He bought that old shit.
Well, anyway, Brian Holden's Walkman fetish aside, we're gonna talk about I don't even know what I was talking about.
I'm from Bentley's Spaghetti.
Anyway, round 2, episode 2. It's time for us to predict. Yay! Everyone loves a good prediction show.
There's going to be a broken table, and a broken person, and a broken crowd, and a broken you, and a broken me, and Casey will probably say some type of sexual thing where I'm going to go, can you, not?
Or anytime somebody grabs a bell, he'll be like, hey, give me that back, bastard. Anytime our table gets broken, I'm just going to be
I'm going to make it count.
Oh, great. We have no monitors again. We have to get a pit stop crew.
I'm going to have to make it count if every time that he freaks out that somebody takes his magical bell.
Oh, real quick.
Magical bell?
I do have something to say here, okay?
Yes.
I do have something to say.
Go for
Casey,
it.
got some advice for you. Since they take your bell all the time,
glue the fucking thing down to the table.
Have at least ready 4 bells on standby. There you go. Solved your problem.
Then he has 4 times the amount of time.
Just ask Jim, because look, right. We were talking about how our table gets broken all the time, and Jim supplied us with the damn pits. He supplied us the only announce team in history that has a pit crew for an announcer table. I'm pretty sure he can give you at least 4 extra bells.
Don't tell Jim. Don't tell Jim, but I kind of been busting their balls a little bit.
Of course you always bust my balls. You would bust my balls
I've been
behind
busting
my
the
back.
pit crew's balls.
Oh, shut up.
Let me explain what I've been doing.
What have you been doing?
This will take a minute. I put on my NASCAR hat, and I gotta go, what you doing? What you gotta do? Fill the gas, change the tires, change the fucking tires. What are you doing? We're losing the fucking race. Change the fucking tires already. They reply
when does this happen?
Stop.
Does this happen backstage?
Usually during commercial break.
When I go to get a freaking beverage? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You're an asshole.
It's funny.
Anyway, let's get on to the actual show. Let's predict.
Yeah, gotta get on to the show. We gotta change the tires.
Shut up. Dale Earnhardt, why don't you calm down there? Chuckles.
We'll put a wheel on the announce table. We can pretend to drive.
Nope, I'm done. We're going to move on now. Okay, so, first match on episode 2. Japan versus USA. Sean Maverick versus Zach Kurosaki.
Welcome to the Pacific War, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, except Sean doesn't live in the Pacific. He lives in Washington, D.C. So it's
politically corrupt Sean Maverick.
No. Well, see, there's a reason why Sean Maverick didn't want to become a politician. We know this. Stop busting his balls, please. But we usually do this prediction of who will win and then how they will win. So first off, Nathan, who do you think is going to win this match and why?
I'm gonna. Let's think about this real quick. We have a high flyer versus a literal monster.
Pretty much, but here's the thing though.
We're gonna have to go to Zach.
Here's my pick. I'll go with Zach. I'm actually going to go with Zach.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, and here's the reason I think.
So I'm going to have to go with the latter on this one, huh?
Yeah, you're going to be Sean Maverick, right?
I can't beat him, but I'll pick him.
You know what I mean. Well, here's the reason why I'm going with Zach. The Tatsumaki and the Rising Sun.
Yes.
Those 2 moves alone could actually win it could actually help him in this match. I have no doubt in my mind that he could actually beat Sean Maverick. And not to mention, he's as strong as Sean Maverick. but he's also faster than Sean Maverick. He's much quicker on his feet. So,
Okay, I wouldn't say that first part.
no, I think he's strong. I think he might not be as strong, but he's damn near close. He's damn near close.
But
so
you're forgetting about the Sean Maverick, endurance. The fact that compared to everybody else on the roster, he had a guy jump from probably a good story.
Yeah.
No, a couple stories down onto him, and he still won the match.
Yeah. Although we're in a different scenario, though. This isn't an I Quit match. This is a pinfall or submission style match. So
it's going to be way easier.
No. Because,
Yeah.
well, you got it ass backwards, because think of it like this. Had Brandon pinned Sean Maverick, he could have actually gotten a 3. Because he smacked the head.
But Sean got up in a couple seconds.
No. Yes, he got up a couple of seconds, but that was because Brandon, don't forget, Sean Maverick hit the back of his head off the concrete. And he was down for a good while until he popped right back up and then hit him with that elevated toss. So, Brandon, in all fairness, if it was a pinfall submission style match, he could have won.
Tell that to Sean.
Yeah, well, I'm calling it how it is. I love Sean, by the way. Sean's cool peeps. But I gotta call it how I see it.
Wait, what the hell did you just say?
Sean's cool peeps. What?
The fucker? Who phrases peeps?
Christian does. Why can't I do it?
Christian's a weird person.
Wait, why don't you tell that to Christian?
I will say that to Christian.
What's wrong
which
with
Christian?
Christian Cage.
Oh, I'm gonna totally say that.
Edge's best friend, that guy, that Christian.
Oh, you mean the not successful one?
Hey.
Am I wrong?
Shush. He's good. He's good.
Yeah, he's very good for your dollar store brand Edge.
I'm not. Fuck it. Anyway,
Go right ahead. Continue.
Okay, so how do you think Sean Maverick's gonna win?
He's going to hurt him really, really bad.
Pinfall, submission.
Probably pinfall.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Zach.
We have not really seen a submissions victor.
I'm gonna go with Zach Kurtasaki by pinfall. Because if he hits that elevated Tatsumaki, it's game over, I think.
Yeah, but we haven't seen an elevated friggin' tight punch.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how it happens. But we haven't seen the Titan punch at all, actually, in a while since the ladder match.
Yeah, because it's a game ender.
Well, we'll see. Now, let's move on to the second match. This is Taka Michinoku versus J-Bones. Now, before we get into this, I do want to make a little note here. Casey was not able to send this to me, so this is going to come out later after the episode 2 is aired.
Sadly.
But Casey was hosting an interview segment with J-Bones and was very worried about Taka, because Taka is not going... I'll say it right now. Taka's not going into this at 100%. He's been taking a bit of a recovery time to try and he's still not 100% after the London Devastation's attack on him. So,
well, we have 3 big bastards beat the hell out of you.
Yeah, and basically, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with this. But I'm gonna just go with I'm gonna go with J-Bones. I see J-Bones winning, man.
I'm gonna have to go with Taka and Michinoku at the end.
Really? I mean, even at its
experience.
We'll see. But yeah, J-Bones is very hesitant about this match because he does not want to hurt a guy who he considered a man that helped him win or help him break into the business. Give me a second. I'm back. Sorry, I had to let my damn cat out of my room. Alright, we'll start from here. Sorry. But yeah, I would say that, where was I? Oh yeah, the whole altercation between J-Bones and Taka happened because he was in the middle of the interview, and I guess Taka was listening in, backstage, and there was a whole backstage brawl, between J-Bones and, Taka. By this point, Nathan and I had already left, to get a bite to eat after the show was over, and I guess Alan Schneider had to break the two up, and it was like, it was chaos backstage, because I guess Taka, from what I heard, Taka bitch slapped him and be like, you better not pity me, and you better bring your best, you juggalo wannabe motherfucker, and then he just slapped the taste out of his mouth. I'm like, oh,
now here's the question.
That escalated quickly.
Did he say it in English?
Yeah.
Or...
He said it in English.
You sure about that?
Yeah, he wanted them to understand.
Know your place, whelp.
Apparently. Yeah, so he was not too thrilled that J-Bones was even hesitant. So I guess he treated him the way he wanted to treat him. So, yeah, great. So I don't know, but I'm still going to go with J-Bones.
I'm going to go with Taka.
All right. Pinfall submission for you.
Rock, paper, scissors on it?
Huh? Say that again?
We're both going to say pinfall.
Well, I'm surprised for you. I thought you would have gone by submission because of the dick killer.
Yeah, but here's the end result. He has to pull that out at a specific moment to do it.
True. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go with J-Bones pinfall.
You're going with Taka pinfall.
Alrighty. Well, let's transition to another match, or a whole new tournament, the Athena Championship Tournament. The next match that will be happening will actually be on the opposite side of the brackets. It will be Vera McGarden taking on the Vasile sisters in this triple threat elimination match. Alicia and Jen. Here
comes the tag team bullshit.
The blood feud. So who do you think is going to win?
You know what? I'm not going to say who on this one.
You're not going to say who?
Because a triple threat's hard to make a very stable prediction.
Mm.
So I will leave mine up to a coin flip at the end.
Fair enough. For me, I'm gonna go with Alicia because I think Alicia is gonna be a dominant force in this division. We'll see what happens, but I think she's gonna be a very dominant force in this division. I think she's gonna eliminate either Vera or Jen first, and then take the advancement to the semifinals in Gold Rush. But hopefully, who knows? We'll see what happens. We'll be right back before we continue with the rest of the show because we got two more announcements.
After these messages.
Pretty much.
After these messages.
We have two.
After these messages.
You just love to cut me off, you bastard, don't you?
We'll be right back.
Yeah, we're gonna cover the last two matches of Round 2, Episode 2, and then make some announcements for the quarterfinal episodes. And that will be right after this commercial break. Don't go anywhere.
This is a public service announcement by Radio Massasoit.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Texting on your phone while you're driving. You don't think there's anything bad that could come about it? Oh, it's just a simple text, right, that you're sending out to a friend? What happens if you hear this? That's you in a car crash. And pretty soon, you're going to be leaving behind your family, friends, and loved ones. Next time when you're on your way to school, Wait until you're off the road to text someone. This public service announcement about texting and driving was brought to you by Radio Massasoit, where success starts here.
Hi everybody, my name is Gary Hebert with the World Academy of Hockey. We all know Gary. Gary's a great skater and also a recipient of enthusiasm. Developing that east-west lateral explosive disorder. That lateral explosiveness is going to lead to a lot more unpredictability and elusiveness on the ice. Now you see, now you know. So listen, when you come to my games place, what we're after is that you want to build a complete player or hold from the bleeds up. When we're on this ice, we're here to number one, work hard, number two, have fun. We work hard, have fun. Ain't nothing else matters. Improvement is inevitable. Work hard, have fun. That's right, man. Isn't that right?
If you would like to try and go to Gary Hebert's World Academy of Hockey, please go to the website www.garyhebert.com. Right there will be a sign-up page for you to sign up anytime, anywhere. Make sure to also check out the schedule page and check out the different events that are on there to see what it's really all about. Gary Hebert's World Academy of Hockey, the breakthrough hockey performance center of North America. From the Blades Up. Proud sponsor of Weymouth Youth Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the WYW podcast, right here on the WYW channel. We are going to be predicting the final two matches of Round 2, Episode 2, and then we will be talking about some announcements that will be here on this program for the quarterfinal episodes, 2 additional matches, or 1 additional match for each episode. But first, let's get down to the rest of the episode 2 for Round 2. Next up is Jason G versus Mark Young. Going with Jason G. I'm going with Jason G specifically because of the headbutt, the bro kick.
And the fact that you don't like Mark, neither do I.
Yeah. So I'm going with Jason.
So that means I'm gonna have to pick Mark, and I really don't want to.
You don't have to. You can pick Jason.
I'll pick Jason.
Pick Jason. We're picking Jason because
we're gonna be totally wrong. Watch, we are gonna be
really
completely wrong of who's gonna win.
I really want Jason to win that.
I do too, bro. But he's gonna have to fight one of the greatest snakes in the company right now.
Well, who knows? Who knows? Well, this time he doesn't have anybody to help. You know what I mean? Like, nobody can help him. Orders of Jim Cornette. No one can help him.
I hate to say this, and you know I do, and it hurts me to say, but we are dealing with not just a person, we're dealing with a strategist. He makes a plan before he goes into any match, and you know that. I'm not disagreeing. It's just my cards are on the table, and I can only pick so many.
I'm going with Jason.
I'm not disagreeing. I agree.
I'm going with Jason.
I'm going with Jason as well.
Pinfall or submission? I say
Hopefully
pinfall.
submission. I hope submission.
I would love submission, but I'm going to go with pinfall. All right. Well, that leaves us with the final match. Another Maggie Daddy fuck. Corey Dangerous versus Kyle Weaver. I'm going with Kyle. Main reason, and this is...
We may have the dangerous uppercut and the dangerous DDT, but the Dynamite Destroyer has not... Kyle's not lost a match with that yet.
Absolutely. I agree with that. And also the Sunset Flip Powerbomb. If he can hit that from the top of the ladder like he did on Owen Finch onto the apron, or if he just hits that in general, that could be game ender. Any of those two moves are lethal when Kyle does them. So, who knows? Who knows? All I know is this is going to be a personal vendetta for not just Kyle Weaver, but for me too. Because I want to see Kyle kick the utter shit out of Corey Dangerous. It will be
Kyle's
glorious.
The only one in the tournament so far that doesn't have a victory with the finishing move.
Very true. Yes.
He's the only one to think outside the box and take out his opponent twice.
He took a signature of the Sunset Flip and used it from the top.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which is kind of terrifying to think about.
Well, how do you think he's going to win? I think Kyle will win, but I think he's going to pull out a submission victory. I'm
going to have to say pinfall. I'm going to have to be the opposite and say pinfall.
We'll see. Either way, I hope Kyle does the best.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope he advances and just eliminates this guy from the tournament. I would so bad. Before we get on to the announcements, I do want to say this.
Hypothetically.
What do you mean hypothetically? What?
Even if he beats Corey, correct?
Yes.
Which is a 50-50 shot like anything else in this whole tournament. He then has to deal with a 50-50 chance of going up against Mark Young.
Yeah. So, we'll see. I think if he can beat Corey Dangerous, though, I think he could damn sure beat Mark Young. Because I happen to think Corey Dangerous is more tough than Mark Young. I think that, Kyle, from what I hear, Kyle, Jason, and James Archangel have all kind of gone over some strategy. Because these guys are the three that are taking on the other three Maggie Daddy men that are still in this tournament. Jason G with Mark Young, Kyle Weaver with Corey Dangerous, James Archangel are going to be fighting Brett Mention in the quarterfinals. So I guess they're going over strategy. That's all I know. All I know is that they've been, meeting up a lot and talking about everything. In fact, James Archangel and Kyle Weaver went to check up on Johnny Starr while he was in the Chicago ER. And so did Matt, along with Matthew Nova. Jason G been calling Johnny to make sure he's okay, and I pray that he can come back because it would suck.
We can only see
like this,
where his recovery goes from there.
Yes. All right. Well, let's talk about the announcements that will be coming up for the quarterfinal episodes, the two additional matches that will be added. First off, for episode 1 of the quarterfinals, they will be Owen Finch has issued an open challenge to anybody, to anyone in wrestling. It doesn't matter who it is. He's issued an open challenge. He will be on that card for episode 1, and in episode 2, John Gray will be fighting Jack Robinson from the London Devastation.
I do not disagree.
They're both regular matches. They're both regular standardized matches. So for the first time, I think in a long time, we're gonna have like a regular match in WIW. So this is gonna be different. And I'm gonna enjoy this. I don't know who Owen's opponent is, but we can at least predict who will win against John Gray and Jack.
I'm gonna have to go with Jack.
I'm gonna go with John.
I'm gonna have to go with Jack because we haven't really seen what he can do. Pinfall.
Pinfall submission. I'm gonna go with pinfall on John. All right. Well, that was quick. Oh well. I mean, we could goof on.
Yeah, we got better things to do.
But whatever. Don't really care. I will say though, I might as well just mention it because everybody knows what WrestleMania is anyway. But we're actually recording this the night of WrestleMania. For those who don't know, so that this is when this is recorded. Which is kind of funny if you think about it.
I have this thing called a life.
That's what we're doing.
And I will not spend it watching garbage.
Yeah.
That's all I will say.
Yeah. One of my friends texted me, "You're gonna hate me," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's why I'm picking and choosing the matches I want to watch."
Yep. Well,
so what can you do? That's all I really.
Anywho. Yeah.
It's a good show.
There's just two of us.
Guys.
There's not multiple people.
Yeah.
It's schizophrenic.
Well, I mean.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm schizophrenic, and so am I.
When he's around. Oh, shush. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you have the notification bell on. Make sure you subscribe to the Weymouth Youth Wrestling channel and hit the notification bell so you're alerted when episode 2 is going to be live for round 2. And also make sure you follow us on Twitter at Weymouth Youth TC. That's where you'll also get some updates for WYW. You can check out on this channel all the theme songs that we have posted thus far, as well as some backstage stuff between Brett Mention and Mark Young. You can also check out some promo packages that have been released for past episodes. Those should be really fun to look back on. Some of the promo packages, man, are amazing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this podcast.
Fast Farrar, and I'm here with Cargo Caterer.
Fast Farrar. Anyway, I'll actually, introduce us off the proper way. From Mr. Excitement, Jonathan Caterer, he's the main man, Nathan Farrar. We will see you for round 2, episode 2 in Frisco, Texas. Yeehaw!